Breathing. I think breathing is very important. I still need to master how to breathe well. Today is the last day of the month of April. Tomorrow is the 1st of May. And I think around the world, May is the Workers' Day. For those people who are Christian, it's the day of St. Joseph. So I want to talk to you about the basics of the business. What are the basic things you need to master? Why is it important to master the basics? Because if you're in any profession, if you're doing any profession, if you're a golfer, if you're a runner, if you're a soccer player, your coach will always take you back to the basic things you need to master. I remember reading about, I think it's Michael Jordan. When he was in high school, he was rejected to join the high school team, and he wept. He went to his room and wept for a whole evening. So he made a promise to himself that he would go to master the basics. After that, he made a goal to throw the ball 100 times without missing. If he misses once, he would start again until he does 100. And he became the legend that we all know. So let's talk about the basics of the business. What are the basic things you need to do to make sure our business grows? All right. The essence of our business. The essence of our business is to build a large group of people using and promoting the products. That is really the essence of our business. And that's why we sponsor people in the business. Sponsoring does not mean you give money. Sponsoring means you introduce them to the idea, you help them come to a decision, they join the business, you do an onboarding process or the kit opening process, and then you help them sponsor their first 1 or 2 distributors, and you help them to at least sell 1 or 2 products. And it goes on and on and on like that. That is really what sponsoring is. And if you have a goal to sponsor 2 people every month, after 4 months you'll be about 30 people. But if you do it 5 people every month, the number is 780. That's the power of multiplication or compound interest. Now let's look at the basics of our business. The basics of our business is what we do. Every presentation, you will see all these 3 things that we talk about. The first is using the product. We all need to use the product. Why? Because 1, we are supporting our business. Number 2, we want the people that we are speaking to know that we use the product. So the first basic that we do every day is using the product. Now, I recommend that everybody or every household should have the following basic minimum. 1, 3NN. All of us need to use 3NN for a very simple reason, that the foundation of good nutrition is your cells should be able to absorb nutrients. So every household need to use 3NN. If you have children, you need to have Vita Squares in your home. Okay? All of us need to have the basic products. Then you can add CalMag, you can add zinc, you can add magnesium, you can add all the others, because we need to have all the nutrients our body needs to grow well, especially children. Children need to have very good nutrition program, because the first 7 to 8 years of children's life, their cells multiply so rapidly that we need to give them the foundation for good health, because they will carry it later into their lives. So use the product. Health products, 3NN, Vita Squares, add calcium, add magnesium, add chelated zinc, omega-3 and all that. Or if budget allows, make sure you have Pro-Vitality in your home. The next range of products you need to be using is LDC and Super 10, because every home needs to be clean. I find LDC to be a very useful product because it replaces about 5 or 6 different products that you buy from the other supermarkets. You use LDC for your dishes, you use it to shower, you use it to shave, you use it to wash the car, anything in the home that requires cleaning. And then if you want to upgrade yourself, use the nutrients organics. Why nutrients? Because the nutrients, your skin needs to be pampered. Your skin needs to look weak. Needs to look neat. Okay? So these are the basic products that you need to be using at home. The next thing is to share the products. But let us remember that how do we measure our business growth? How do we know our business is growing? We need to be doing a certain minimum of PV every month. For example, personal use, 62 points. This is a basic minimum. How do you get to 62? 3NN is 17 PV. LDC and Super 10 combined, 1 liter each is 20 PV. And then Salmon Oil Plus, CalMag, Full Motion, 25 PV. If you add all this up, you get 62. It could be 67, it could be 50, it could be 80, depending on the product you use, but you need a minimum to use at home. Secondly, you need to share the business opportunity. And sharing the business opportunity means you bring other people to join the business. I recommend that you need to build your business using the manager program, the manager model. Why is that? Because if you introduce 3 people in the business who reach 100 points, and you're also doing 100 points, you just need another 100 to reach 500. And the best program I can recommend is a 3 in 30 program. It means your goal should be introduce 3 people every 30 days of every month, okay? Some people could do 4 in 30, 5 in 30, 6 in 30, 7 in 30, 10 in 30. But the other thing I want to recommend, remember that the people you bring into the business, you have the responsibility to help them also to grow in the business, all right? I think that's why the company recommends 3 in 30. It's a very effective program because you are able to pay attention to 3 new people every month. So let's look at the sponsoring process. Sponsoring process simply means how you bring people into the business. Simple. It's important for you to do this. 1, have a list. Initially, start with 20 people. In fact, if you go to the New Life Getting Started workbook, you will find on page 10 and page 11. On page 10, it gives you a space for 30 names. If you go to page 11, now you start to talk about your network. And I think the company has divided the network into 18 different categories, and each with 5, you have at least 80 or 90 people that you can speak to on that page. And why is that important? Because remember, our business is a network marketing business, which means if you want to build a business, the first thing you need to do, look at your network of people that you know, your friends, your relatives, your colleagues, if you're employed, the people at your church, the people you meet in social circles, your relatives, distant relatives. All those group of people form your network. And in those group of people, there's at least 5 or 6 people who are able to see the vision of the business and help you grow the business. So start with the name list. Then the next thing you need to do is learn how to invite them to see the presentation. By asking questions, very simple questions. Are you open to look at a way to generate additional income? All right. If they're interested, the next thing you can do is show them the business. I would recommend use the tool. If it's a prospect who is not close to you, send them a short presentation. Maybe your business leader has a short presentation they can show them, a 10-minute video or 25 minutes or 30 minutes. Or if there's a person-to-person presentation, invite them to the presentation, and if possible, go and pick them up and go with them. Why is it important to pick them up? Because when you pick them up, they realize that this is actually something serious. And 2, when you go with them, you're likely to show them the business in a bit more detail,
And when they see many people in a meeting, their chances of saying, yes, I'm interested in this business. Once you've shown them the business, the next thing is to follow up. I think follow-up is something that many people, including myself, have struggled with follow-up for a long time. You need to have a very simple system of following up. Have a notebook that divide the notebook into different columns. First column, the number. Second column, the name. The third column, the phone number. The fourth column, where they are. I find that where they are makes it is important, because when there's an open business opportunity presentation or a near life opportunity meeting, then I know which people to invite to which venue. So have a column for where the prospect is, and then have 3 or 4 more columns on the first follow-up, the second follow-up, the third follow-up. A simple system to keep track of all the prospects that you're following up with. The other reason why you need to be at least working with 15 to 20 prospects at any one time is things happen in people's lives. You may invite a prospect to a meeting, they say they are coming, the day of the meeting, something has happened. I mean, many things happen. Some of them are just unavoidable. A child gets sick, or if they're employed, their employer calls them and said, no, you must come to work, or whatever it is. So many things happen that prevent people from coming for meeting. So if you have just one prospect and they don't show up, you feel as if you're ineffective. But if you have 10 to 15 prospects, if 2 to 3 don't come, even 4 or 5 don't come, you still have 8 or 9 people that you can follow up and invite to the meeting. Okay, so that's a follow-up. Then sign up and train them. I think this kit opening on the onboarding process is very, very important for a number of reasons. When people join the business, they want to know what to do. I think even the very highly qualified or competent people in different professions, when they join their business, believe me, they know very little on how this business works, as simple as our business is. So when people sign up, the first thing you need to ask them their goals and dreams. The things they want to achieve, short-term, medium, and long-term. Once they have written down at least 3 to 4 things, ask them, okay, the things you've written down, how much money will it take to make sure the goals you've written down will become true? They will give them a monetary value. Let me say somebody says, I want to travel. They have a destination. How much will it cost? Very quickly, you can calculate how much they need to make that dream come true. $1,000, $2,000. Or they want to build a home. How much will it cost to build a home? Have an idea. Then tell them, okay, for you to be able to earn the amount of money for you to build a good home, you need to make this amount of money per month, and you need to put aside this amount of money to reach your dreams. So make sure the new people who are starting off write goals and put a monetary value to those goals. Another very important thing that I have learned, this is just my experience. If a new person makes money, sells a product, even 1 or 2 products within a week or 2, and they get a profit, the chances of them staying in the business is 80%. Why is that? Because now they believe the business works. So I suggest that within the first week or 2 of your new people joining the business, they need to be able to sell a product or sponsor a new person into the business. That is what will keep them in, because when they sponsor somebody, now they know the business actually works. All right. This is a sponsoring process. This W, I'm always eternally grateful to Hansi to teaching me this. It's a very simple thing. W. Step number 1, a prospects list. Number 2, invite 3 to 5 daily. Step number 3, show them the business, use the tool. Step number 4, after the business opportunity presentation, follow up. Each prospect follow up 5 to 8 times. The average person makes a decision after 5 or 6 times. Then 3 possibilities of making a decision. Either yes, they want to join. 2, they're not interested in joining, they want to be customers. 3, no, they're not interested in the product, they're not interested in the business.
Those are the three options. So this is the sponsoring process. A very important thing now is daily method of operation. It's very important if you are a leader, or if you are, let me say you even started the business yesterday. What do you need to do every day to grow your business? And it has to be very specific actions that you need to take to grow your business. I've listed some of it. It may be different in whatever area or your leader group tells you. One, write down your goals. Why is it important to write down your goals daily? Because it reinforces the image of the goal in your mind. Two, set aside 2 hours to invite prospects to presentations. Present the business opportunity, read a good book, follow up with customers and prospects, and add new names to your list. These are the things you need to be doing every day. They're called income-producing activities. If you do these things every day on a consistent basis, your business will grow. Why? Because talking to people is the same as planting seeds. And if you keep planting seeds, some of them will grow up, your business will grow, and you'll see the success you're looking for. The last thing I wanted to share with you is 2 things. One is persistence, and 2 is consistency. What's the difference between the two? Consistency is doing the things you need to do over and over again, even if it doesn't have a goal. That is consistency. For example, when our children are a bit younger, there is a man I used to see going to jog every morning at 6:15. That's a consistent person. Persistent is doing the same thing towards a specific goal. That is persistent. Even when there are challenges, even when there are difficulties, because persistence is the test of endurance for success. So consistency means you, for example, if you're consistent in doing the income producing activities daily, your business will grow. Persistence means that you need to keep doing these things even when you don't feel like. So one is goal directed, another one is habit formation. Habit formation comes from consistency. Persistence comes from doing what you need to do to achieve the goals that you have set. What are the things that will help you to be persistent in the business? One, you need to have goals, very clear, written down goals. Number 2, you need to keep around positive people. Why is that important? Because a negative comment can distract you from your business. Keep around positive people. And the other reason is very simple, is that a positive person will transfer to you positivity even when you don't speak with them. If you have been around a very excited person, even without them saying anything, you feel the vibe around it. In fact, that word vibe comes from the word vibration. Okay? So, goals, keep around positive people, read good books every day, keep doing what you need to do every day. Because sometimes you will feel like not doing it. But the important thing is, do something when you don't feel like. If you want to fail 100%, give up. But if you don't give up, you have 100% chance of becoming successful. Okay? So as long as you keep talking to people about our business, because trust me, there are very many. Africa has got now, I think, 1.2 billion people around the African continent. Neolife is registered in countries whose population base is 450 million people. So if you're in Kenya, you've got 60 million people. If you're in Tanzania, I think the same. Uganda, I think, is 45 to 50 million people. South Africa, I think 62 million. Nigeria, 210 million people. Ghana, 38 million. All these countries, all these people are waiting for us to talk to them about our business. But they will not hear about it unless you talk to somebody. Okay? One of our leaders in our teams sent a note that is really very apt. A closed mouth is equal to a negative bank balance. So think about it. Talk to somebody next to you. If you go to the bank, speak to the person in front of you. If you're in a matatu or a taxi, speak to the person sitting next to you. If you're in the bus, if you're in the plane, if you're at the doctor's service, whatever you are, open your mouth and introduce yourself to somebody next to you and take their contact. Very simple thing. It doesn't have to be threatening. In fact, I normally don't talk to people about the business in the first meeting. Why? I want to get to know who they are. Asking them questions, what they do, what their dreams are. Once they open up to you, that's when you call later and say, by the way, so and so, we met at this place, and you told me that you've got very exciting dreams. I want to share with you a business that can help you make those dreams become a reality. Are you open to look? Very simple question. And if you keep doing that over and over and over again with persistence, and you consistently do what you need to do, your dreams will become a reality. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the few ideas that Betty and I wanted to share with you. I hope some of them will help you to grow your business to the next level. Today is the 30th of April, today is the 1st of March. The month end is, in fact, the month end was today. The final polling will be on Monday. So the weekend, you still have work to do. I want to thank all of you very much. Good night and God bless.